Hello everyone and welcome to Ready City Crit. I'm your Dungeon Master Harnan today, joined by my rigmarole of players here. Let's start it off by a boy who was like a little pig yelling roast me.
Okay, there we go. Balance is restored.
It was a bit weak, to be fair, but we'll get it throughout the session, I'm sure. Hello, I am Ryan, and I am playing Cyrus Revenmar, the Aesmar Barbarian, and I will pass it to Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anthony. I'm playing Barrow Starkhoof, the Satyr Rogue, and I'll pass it to everyone's favourite Aasimar, Mary.
Oh, roasted in the intro. That's a new one.
Oof. Hi, I'm
Where's the aloe
Mary.
vera?
I play the favorite Aasimar, Astra, and she's the Tempest Cleric, and I'll pass it to Will.
Starting to regret decisions.
You should have brought it up, Pep. That's just how it goes.
Oh, that's a shame. Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Volgear, the Durgar Ranger. Nah, I don't think I want to pass it to the Star Wars shirt. Nah.
I've already went.
Have you?
Are you trying to roast me?
Will has no idea who's next.
He's that forgettable.
No, I'm just looking at it and going, no, I just
Not
don't
my
remember it. He's so memorable.
There's only one person you can pass it to.
I know. And
I'm hurt.
go on,
I'm
George.
deeply, deeply hurt.
See, you were meant to roast me, but instead you hurt George.
I know. Well, at
She
least-
doesn't even know what Star Wars is.
I don't. I've never seen it.
That's fine.
Something,
That's
Pause.
hogs. Porgs? I don't remember.
He's dying inside. You're killing Ryan.
I mean, like everyone's favorite quote from Star Wars, Awadawanga! You know, that's the best line.
It's incest in space, right? That's basically it. I play... Hello, I'm Short. I play everyone's favorite little terrorist, Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid, and I will pass it back to our long-suffering DM.
This is episode 26, Smut Decisions, and Incest in Space I'm gonna log as a title for a future episode. I was gonna start quoting memorable things from past episodes now as titles instead of alluding to what might happen, because as we've proven,
Can't plan.
who knows?
I can't fucking call it in this campaign.
Episode 1, we fight some terrorists. Episode 26, we are some terrorists.
I've stopped prepping these sessions because I just show up and just do a 4-hour improv class. That's kind of
So I've just sat here and I've just went, why is this music so weird? And why does it sound so familiar? And I looked at what roll 20 I'm on, and I realised I was on the Talons. So like, I wonder what.
I like the title of the music for the actual campaign. It's called Peaceful Planet.
Oh yeah,
Not
so
anymore.
peaceful. So
Not
peaceful.
anymore.
Harry's like, nope, can't have that shit.
He tried to manifest it, and it just went sideways.
alrighty.
Or, you know.
Look, you said cause a distraction. I thought you said destruction. It's...
Well, who wants to remind
Yeah,
us
it's-
of yesterday's events?
Muffled in the mask.
Yeah, it's hard. I was wearing the star mark. I can't even excuse myself
think-
of that.
Yesterday.
Should we just skip all over the non-important points and point out that Terran killed?
Yesterday, we successfully
Terran has killed
programmed
people, but
a
not
message.
recently.
We successfully programmed a message, everyone responded to the message, and then Atlas blew them all up.
Yeah.
I didn't blow them all up. I
She
blew
up
a
third
percentage of them up.
a large percentage of
You
them.
said cause a distraction. Were they not distracted?
Yeah, I'm dead. We then escaped
You
into
didn't
the
specify
Undercity.
that.
Why do we let Atlas make decisions? Her go-to decision is, we kill them. No. There's no
Atlas has
alternative.
proven time and time again that she is
We
not
kill
good
them.
at making choices, and yet you continue to let her make them.
Hey, that's what
Yeah.
the gods wanted her to do. Make decisions.
The
Good
gods are
or
like, keep doing what you're doing, and Atlas is like, cool, no think.
and everybody else is going, ah!
Cyrus
sure
and
about this.
Volgear nearly killed themselves trying to haul a rope down to the the Undercity.
Successfully. Thank you very much.
Atlas turned into a bear for a little bit.
She bit Cyrus.
To save him.
I think there's some passive-aggressive saving going on.
Look, did you want to be grabbed with the foot-long razor-sharp claws or the teeth?
I think it would have been... The teeth is probably the better option, but still, the damage, it hurts. It all hurts.
We all got
met
down
a
safely?
Lovely terrorist mum
We did.
We met terrorists.
who was making cookies.
We got some
She's
more
making
people
cookies.
in on this gig, but they don't know we're terrorists yet, so they might be out of the gig again. I suppose we don't have to tell
Oh,
them we're
and-
terrorists.
Yeah.
Barris went live on
Hey,
TV.
4 out of 5 of four out of 5 of us
as a
can
TV presenter.
4 out of 5 of us can confidently say that we've never blown someone up. And one of us has blown themselves up. Twice.
And potentially some of their friends. We think they're
It's
friends.
if Atlas keeps doing what she's doing, we're gonna be able to just reuse memes.
Well, if you keep doing what you're doing at some point, your parents will show up and there'll just be it will just like, here's the pile of ash.
No, I still want the this is our missing daughter. It's like, that's a wanted terrorist. It's like, I'm sorry, what?
Does your brother be like, yeah, these are bad influences? And he's like, really?
These
Where
are
are the
bad
bad
influences on you. No, I'm bad influences on them.
Yeah.
I think that's
turned
the
our daughter
problem.
into
Atlas hasn't been able to make her own choices for most of her life, and it turns out that maybe
That's a
she's
good
not
thing.
good at it.
It's like,
No.
you turned our daughter into a terrorist. Your daughter turned us into accomplices. What are you talking about?
Rogue is just contemplating how do I get out of this? How do I recruit? Do I murder?
I was just there like,
Little-
I was like an
little too late.
actual soldier before this, and I have less casualties than she does.
Yeah. He's currently like collapsed on a chair, being like, "Oh my god, my arms are so tired."
Yeah,
Oh,
you are
ick.
all currently like the living/kitchen space of Jahan.
The sound is blaring from the
And
not
Mara.
TV.
Yeah, there's
the
that
space
their
TV.
constant looping red alert warning advising people to stay in their homes. That a curfew is in effect, and the city's in a full lockdown at the moment. No one is instructed to stay in their homes at risk of being attacked and apprehended by guards.
Is that the whole city, including the Undercity, or
You're not sure.
is it?
That's the broadcast that's coming out of the.
Okay.
It only happened like a few minutes after you guys got here, so like after kind of like once that emergency had somewhat calmed down at the actual dock itself. But yeah, unless it wasn't obvious, the alert level has gone all the way from green to red.
Really? Why is that?
Who knows?
Somebody
Some
must have done something.
some jaywalking occurred. They're suspicious about the Tiln times. There was a minor explosion, but that couldn't have caused it, right?
No, I think it was just that.
That could have been anything.
Well, this is not good.
It's not an ideal situation, no.
But I suppose it could be worse.
Ow.
I mean, they could have caught us.
That's very true.
Hmm.
Although,
question-
what
the
do we
question-
do now?
Yes, exactly
Well-
what I was going to say.
Here you are, my lovely, some delicious cookies for everyone. Here, eat up, eat up. Would
Ooh,
anyone like
biscuits.
some tea?
Have you got a glass of milk?
I
I'll
have
take some
milk.
tea.
Yes.
I would definitely take a hot whiskey if you could spare it.
Oh, I may have something knocking around in the old under the sink.
That'd be great, thank you.
Might be drain cleaner, might be whiskey. Ooh, roulette.
At this point, I'll take anything.
She produces a glass of milk for Beros to help wash his cookies down with. tea for Astra, and she produces a bottle of suspiciously clear liquid, which is unlabeled from the sink. She sniffs it, goes, and then she pours into a glass for Cyrus.
Like, is it whiskey or is it bleach?
Is it vodka? Is it bleach? Who knows? How viscous is it?
It looks like water.
He'll drink it.
You take a swig. Oh, it burns on the way down. It's definitely, at the very least, it's someone's like a home moonshine batch, you imagine.
He will happily gulp that down.
You imagine it probably could double as drain cleaner, but it's definitely alcohol first.
I think Volgir's gonna pull one of his bottles of wines out and just sit there, like staring off into space, contemplating life. Just like
Atlas is just
what have we done?
staring
What
at
have
the
we done?
screen, like catatonic.
Is there? I know it's like the undercity, so would there be windows at all, or?
There are windows that look out into the street, but they're not like they're not really built to let light in. So they're they're primarily to make rooms feel bigger. But most of the time, the city, especially from your time down here, most people keep their curtains closed, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people don't really like to draw attention to themselves.
Yeah. Astra will set her tea to the side, let it go, flop on the floor, and just stare at the ceiling. I feel like she's still
Right.
feeling like residual pain from the wings and the buffeting.
So, we need
Well-
to, as bad as this situation is, we need to think of a way that we can spin it in our favor. If the lockdown is the whole city, we will have to be very cautious wherever we move. But if it doesn't span to the Undercity, then maybe we can try and get the Undercity to rebel against the Upper. If we go door to door, tell them our version of events, that the Archmagus had never planned to let people off world, or off city, that they were pushing the counting of the Exodus votes to the last day, and then the lockdown would come in effect and nobody would get out. They had heard that the majority of people wanted to leave, so they thought, we need to send a clear message that will help us get complete control of the city without any interference. And then they set up the false broadcast, a terrorist attack, so that they could initiate the lockdown sooner than intended. Something like that could spin things in our favor if the people of the Undercity are fed up with the regime. Because if this lockdown spans to the Undercity, then it will mean that the Watchers have more control. The Undercity used to be a somewhat free agent. If they're now patrolling here, it proves the point that they want total control. It could help us get sympathizers.
I think we're already. It's not going to be too hard to get synthesizers from here. At the end of the day, cities like these, you see them in every city. This is where the poor and downtrodden live. These are where people come when they're not wanted by their governments. I think there's already enough hatred for the upper cities. It's not going to be hard, but it's definitely going to be doable.
It's also going to be rather difficult depending. Because as far as I'm aware, the greatest organization down here is the Syndicate. And if they remember us, we're not going to exactly be on good terms.
No, but even enemies can become allies in the threat of adversary.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And as Sarah says that, the
Exactly.
screen that is giving the constant red alert flashes, you see it
Which
maintains
Atlas
that
has not
banner.
taken her eyes off. for a second.
It maintains like a banner of like a flashing red at the bottom, but you see the picture changes from that kind of like almost please stand by backdrop to a broadcast, and you see standing in front of the camera, there's a lectern in front of them and a few microphones kind of set up. You see behind them a long blue curtain with the symbol of Tilm and the Watchers kind of like set into it. And you see this high elf warrior mage looking type, breastplate armor, long flowing Watcher cloak. He's got a helmet tucked under his right hand shoulder, and you see him standing there, and he just addresses the it, and you see a little like pop up like floating across the bottom, and it says Letherian Stormblade, head of the Watchers, and you hear them announce, in light of today's tragic events, we have to take drastic action to ensure the safety of our city. It is clear that some of you do not wish to go forward with this endeavor, to go to our destiny above. We never blamed you for disagreeing with us, but now you have forced our hand. You have until the end of day today, midnight tonight, to report to the military dock if you would like to leave the city. If you disagree, we will have no more violence. We wish to leave peacefully. We do not want this attack that has happened today to continue. After midnight tonight, any conspirators against the Watchers and the Magocracy will be hunted, routed out like animals, and killed, for the betterment of our people and their protection. You have my word of this. We already have a few descriptions of those who took action here today, but I'm telling you all now, you are outnumbered, out-armed, outplanned. Come to the military ward. Leave. Let us go our way. And we will forgive the tragedy that has happened today. We will not forget. But choose to stay. And you know the threat that lurks for you. For the greatness of Tilm, please keep an eye on your screens. There will be more updates as the situation progresses, but the lockdown will likely continue into the next day. Thank you all. And then the broadcast ends. I think it just goes back to the like, red alert, please remain indoors. Just kind of go back to looping.
Waiting for the images to pop up on the screen.
Right. This means that potentially we've got a few hours before they release our photos. It could even be a ploy. They might not even have descriptions.
They definitely.
They may be suspicious of us. That might be enough to condemn us. We have an opportunity to get off this city, though. No.
You see one of the Dryad's Tears who was with you. You see their hollow strap flashes up, and they kind of like look down at it. This is Raoul. He's like the skinny one. He's quite nimble and agile. And he was one of the ones who you had seen previously at the library queuing up for a Exodus application. And you see he like reads it briefly and goes like, it says that my application's been rejected, but it says that all applications have been rejected at this time. And if you do wish to leave the city, you would head in an orderly manner to the military dock. It says here to bring no weapons, and each person is only allowed one bag.
It's a trap.
Maybe.
Why would they reject all applications and then say, come to the military docks?
I don't know. That's what it says. It shows you on the screen. It's just like, yeah, like, please do not bring any weapons, like, you know, or you may be like apprehended. as details of like where to go. It's like the city is still in lockdown, but if you if you're apprehended by a guard, please state you're simply headed to the military dock, and they should be able to escort you or let you on your way, kind of thing.
It could be a ploy to truly weed out anyone who is against what the mage-tocracy wants. It could be genuine.
Whatever it is, if you're planning on staying here and you want to keep this fight, that's everyone who would side with us. You're going to convince them.
How do we get in front of these people?
We have until midnight, right? Unless they start off looting people right away. But they'll probably at least wait until ships are full before they start sending them. Also, how likely is it that people are going to want to risk their life to get back out there after what happened before? There's no guarantees.
We need to find a way to get a message to everyone.
Done it once before.
But Tim Towers is in lockdown now. They're watching it.
You go looking
Is
for
there
that
any
van.
other kind of broadcast system?
But it wasn't Tilm Towers that sent that message, right?
No, this was. I think that interview room that he was in. I think that's come from the Watcher's actual Arcane Costello, probably. It's probably been broadcast over the emergency network. That's why all the screens have received it. I imagine most of the advertisement panels in the city as well. Anyone who wasn't next to us, one of these local screens would have seen it on the large advertisement panels.
Do we need to get there? Do we need to send a message to everyone?
It would mean going to the headquarters of the Watchers. It's going to be heavily fortified.
They will draw most people probably away to deal with the expected crowd at the military dock. I'm not saying it will be empty, but there'll definitely be not all of them there. They also still have the Archmage to worry about.
Where's the Watchers headquarters located?
It's in the northeastern side of the city, the Arcane Costello. It has a huge sphinx overwatching the grounds. A separate, smaller island, connected by a couple of bridges and a few service pipes and things that would allow more subtle access.
If we can get a message to the people, then maybe we can really rally them. Get our truth out there. We've spent too long running around the city trying to convince people one by one. The only other option is to kill the Archmagus.
We don't even know where she is to begin that.
We can start with the Undercity if you want. Get some... Maybe they can help us distract the guards even more.
The patroness of the Citrus Pocket might know more obscure information.
It's if she wants to speak to us. If she finds out we're responsible, she may be against us. Our methods were not exactly conventional.
They didn't go the way we had planned and didn't have the outcome we intended. But there wasn't much else we could do, given the situation.
Volga's I was about to say, Volga's going to pipe up from the corner. There's a hell of a lot more we could have done that didn't involve killing that many people.
Well, what's done is done. We can't exactly go back and change the past.
No. But I think we need to be wary of how we go forward.
One of you said earlier that we can't let their lives be in vain. I think that's true as anything. We need to turn this into something worthwhile. We'll find a hard time getting anyone on side. Do you have anything?
Right.
Anything you could share with the city? Any evidence of anything nefarious going on?
Well, we recovered some documents about the gauntlet. The
people know about the gauntlet, though. It's a common occurrence.
Did
criminals.
Did you not say that it wasn't confirmed that he actually got off city?
We spoke to a dock worker. He said that they saw them getting off, but they were the only two people that they've sort of. The angle that we have to fight is the fact that they've not let anyone off, at least not to our knowledge. 1,000 people wouldn't turn up to the docks if half of them had actually got off.
I suppose it makes sense that they would let those two off. If they're willing to go through all that and survive it all, they probably was some threat. Getting rid of them. Been a wise move. Maybe that's what they've realized. Maybe with the power play that you displayed, they've realized that maybe keeping people here was not the right move, and they might genuinely be looking to just offload problems before they continue.
If we could find an angle that people could rally behind, like people that want to live in this city, that this is their home, this is where they grew up. They don't want to have to just leave everything behind but a bag, start over, just because those in power say that's what you have to do. Everyone should have their say in what the fate of this city is.
With that, Beros will go into his bag and pull out a scrumpled piece of paper, and he'll hand it over to Cyrus, and it's basically a draft speech of what he thinks he would say to the people. I will send it you. I'll send it you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Don't you mean Spacebook?
Facebook.
Via holostrap.
Via holostrap. Alright.
Does that mean Ryan's got to read it out loud in a very robotic voice?
No, I'm just gonna read it to myself.
Oh shit, I got auto reader on.
Yeah.
Well, that's not all of it. That's the rest of it.
Oh Jesus, it's already long enough.
We would really not want auto reader on Beros's holostrap.
New method. All right. I mean, you're all there. The Triad's tears, the Lara kind of nods. It was I think maybe whatever the people need is someone to follow, someone to guide them.
I think they need someone to fight on their side.
That too. I think they need to be shown that they can win. Why would you join a losing battle? You have the option to just leave.
I think maybe breaking into the Watcher's Castella and sending out that message might show that we can win. It shows that we can make our way past them, whether or not that by force or by sneaking our way. They can use their imagination.
I believe the best course of action is for us to make the people believe that they have a say. If this has been a city ruled by one person and whatever they say goes, to put it frankly, it's not fair. Many people have probably disagreed in the past and paid for it. I think that speech carries a lot of weight. And it would reach maybe the majority.
We barely managed to get in there and send a message out the first time. What makes you think we're going to be able to do this now with a city on high alert?
We're not alone. We have the Dryad's Tears. We have...
Versus an entire army.
Not an entire army.
let's-
Their forces are split. They're dealing with the carnage at the docks. They're also preparing for whoever will appear in the Exodus. They're also combing the streets. Because of the lockdown, they're going to have to be on guard, which means they're going to have to pull their forces away from their headquarters. There's also probably a security detail on the Archmagus herself in order to ensure her safety, since someone is bold enough to cause an explosion. They may have more ambition.
You see Lysel, who's this elf who was the one who had been very you for a moment looked like had died back at the cathedral, and they've got quite a bad facial wound. You think they've got bandages kind of all over their face, and they don't speak much. They just do a lot of listening and nodding, and they finally kind of pipe up and they kind of turn to Phalar and go, "Could always do like we did back at the checkpoint. We can ambush a small patrol somewhere else. Get the uniforms, armor. Might just blend right in. If you're getting over to the Castello, you could claim we've arrested you all, or may want a transport for that. Try to get one. Get one of the armored self-carriages. That would have all the gear we'd need in it.
That could work.
Once you're inside, it'll be easier to get around. If they were looking for people on the streets, they've locked the city down before. But once you're inside a building, it's harder to be spotted, apart from the people who are in there.
Is this enough people to do it, or do we need help?
Well, there's
I mean, we could get Tinkerbell.
maybe. Just remember the Watchers are all elves.
Too many of us might draw too much attention. If a small 4-man elf team captured 12 would-be terrorists, that might be suspicious.
We'd have to capture you. That would take 4 of us, the 5 of you lot. Tie you up a little bit, roughhouse you a little bit. Might
That could
just
work.
fly.
Atlas, you're awfully quiet.
What?
We're trying to come up with a plan here.
I think I have proven that I am not great at coming up with plans.
We're not asking you to come up with it, just input. Breaking into the Watchers' headquarters to send our own message to the people.
I suppose.
Laezel sees you there, kind of goes up, puts a hand on your shoulder, Atlas, and goes "Look, we all have to do things we're not proud of sometimes. Fuck, we've all made mistakes. I've watched people eat themselves alive over it. You can't really let it get the worst of you."
I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't know. I can ride in the sky.
Look, looking to get attention. What do you want to do? Yes, tell us what you like and we can do our best to help.
I think your idea is good. It's probably our best option, but I want to make sure we at least have a backup.
You could also go in via the waste pipes and the water pipes that connect the islands. You'd be out of the direct line of sight, as in you'd not be crossing the bridges. No checkpoints to worry about, things like that. But it's very open. The chance of getting spotted from a gondola or something like that is fairly high, but it's less likely to get spotted by someone on the ground. Might be able to slip in without them even realizing you're there, and it saves you having to expend energy dealing with trying to acquire a vehicle or disguises. But it does mean when you're in, you'll probably be attacked on sight.
Hiding in plain sight might be our best option. It also means that if we need to make an escape, we have a vehicle to make that escape. As we discovered, getting into the Undercity from the top without a mode of transportation or the ability to fly is perilous.
You could even ask Voodoo, he's an ex-watcher. I think he went out back for a smoke. But he might have more insight on the cello itself.
If he knows the procedures and how to do it, then
I was
might
thinking
give
he
us
would
the
be
insight.
the one who would maybe not head up the lead, but at least tell us the right things to
Guide.
say. But he might get recognized as the problem.
Even if he can give us the information that we need, and he does look out for us. An extra pair of eyes never hurt, but maybe keeping him back from the front would be the best course of action, especially if he might get recognized.
Indeed. Some of the new people who've tagged along have just had their cookies and hot drinks and just sat there listening, but I mean, we're not really fighters, but we could probably better standing out, head home, see if we can meet any friends and family, just put the call out and see what they're doing. I imagine a lot of us, people we know, will be heading for that dog. Sounds like a good deal, especially if you haven't done anything.
Well, that is true. We can't ask you to do anything more than what you already have. But if you do want to help, then maybe keeping the guards busy, putting in watcher calls throughout the city, getting them a little disorientated. Say that you've spotted us somewhere in the city on the other side. That might help.
But how would they know who they should be spotting?
I mean,
To say we saw someone suspicious? How accurate does it need to be?
Lurking.
Well, we'll see what's happening there anyway. I mean, if things are clearly a trap, like one of you said earlier, we can maybe help get people away, or maybe help, I don't know, something.
I know this is probably a weird thing to ask, but how long have you lived in this city?
My whole life.
And how has the public always felt towards the meritocracy?
They
Do
normally
they
make,
think they're always fair?
usually, the decisions they make are good. There's a reason why there's never been a revolution until Dryad's Tears tried to drum up a couple of weeks ago. Most people view it as there's always been a bias in favor of those who had magic ability, but high elves on a magical city, that's just the way it is, you know.
Doesn't have to be. Everyone deserves their say, regardless of their abilities in magic or anything.
But we would never stop leaving if we wanted to go to a different sky city or somewhere where magic wasn't as prolific. Never like we were held here against our will until recently.
I think that's the difference. I don't think magocracy is the problem. I think that they had their choice taken away.
if you want to try and leave, if that's the best thing for you, go for it. Just keep in mind what we've discussed if you want to talk with those that you know. If you get to the docks and it seems like it's not what they promised, try and help people stay away from it. And just do what you can.
Kind of look around. None of them really know each other. There'd be like two of them who seem to be have spoken before this. The rest of them don't really have any connection to each other, and they kind of like all nod and exchange like. But better to stick together at least, and that way if the gods ask us what's going on, we can just say we all took shelter after the attack. Don't want to get locked up or something for just trying to follow instructions. Well, we'll see what's happening. Is there any way for us to contact you? Or coming back all the way here might be dangerous, but we could try if anything happens. Was there anywhere else we could go?
I mean, what we're about to do, we might not come back from, but if we do, maybe the Britain bridle.
Sure. That's not too far from the docks. If something does happen, we can probably make it back there.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
You too?
Stay safe.
Can you leave?
Right.
Bedouin comes back from his smoke, looks around, sits on a stool.
You used to be an ex-watcher, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you think you still remember a couple of their procedures?
Not like things change much. I've got a pretty good memory of it, yeah. I would need to know.
We wanted to break into the...
No, you go ahead.
We're wanting to break into the Watch's operation, base of operations, send out a broadcast to the entire city. We know it's going to be guarded pretty heavily. We're thinking about getting an armored self-carriage, pretending that some of you have arrested us, and drive right in.
Look, they might see through that though. Bit obvious. And they will check binds and things, make sure anyone who's magically capable has been properly shackled. To stop them being able to cast, things like that. If you go with the prison route, which work out a way to get the shackles off, you could work. But yeah, disguises and then a self-carriage tab would be the fastest way in. Less eyes on you the whole time. Try to smuggle people in the back of the self-carriage or hidden out of sight. Might mean they're less likely to interact with you or try to fob you off. Hey, if you were bringing prisoners in and you were on patrol, you wouldn't really oversee the full arrest. You would hand them off to someone normally the second you got inside. Which might work. It would get whoever your watchers are out again. I mean, you've no way out. Backup. Weapons, maybe, because they wouldn't let you have those either.
Do you know of any other possible ways in?
There's the holding cells. They back onto the open sky itself. You can fly right into them, but the problem is there is a series of arcane archer turrets set up. But they can be turned off.
Does the compound take many supply runs?
Yes, but I can't imagine they take many during this stage of Red Alert. there'll be people coming on and off shift, mostly coming on shift. People will be pulling extra time with this scenario, I imagine, until it's kind of fully under control again.
Is there a division of watchers that are not normally seen in the city?
There's special forces, but I don't know much about them. They're called the Unseen.
When I wild shape, all my equipment, anything I'm wearing or carrying just sort of merges with the wild shape. Could be a way to get weapons in.
Okay.
Easier to smuggle a rat than a sword.
The prison cells, are they magically sealed? Or is it an old style key?
The door's magically sealed, yes, but it can be overridden. You have the right combination. Your hollow strap could get a signal that would mimic the key card.
We
again,
need
they
someone
change.
we need someone to turn off the turrets for that.
We need someone in
I
first.
was thinking if some went in as false prisoners, get put into the cells. If Atlas is wild shaped with our equipment, she could get us out. But if it's magically sealed, she would need a key card in order to get us out. It's too many unknown variables.
And if there's anti-magic, then my wild shape might fail.
So the sewer system is our best option?
Potentially.
They're not
What
storm
if-
drains. They're small pipes. You'd be
Pipes.
climbing across them.
What if we were to... We can't go at night. Cut-offs at half. I was thinking under the cover of night might be easier to get across the pipes. Would also mean that a lot of the guards would be pulled away to help deal with those that are actually leaving.
There are
But by
elves,
then it might be too
Cyrus.
late to get a message out.
Everyone who lives here are elves. The cover of night doesn't mean much when everyone in the city has dark vision.
Still blend in. Better with the hard to differentiate color. Especially if you know lights lighting you up like a beacon.
I mean, we could go in smaller groups. Some of us go via
Could go
prisoner
really big.
transport.
You could steal an airship. There's arcane wards, sure, but like they're not gonna stop something physically crashing into it.
We need to make sure that we crash strategically as to not affect the broadcast.
Broadcasting stations in the northernmost building. It's quite a large compound up there. The actual broadcast station itself is closest to the furthest eastern tower. As long as you didn't hit near that tower, you might be alright. But again, that's it's gonna be loud. You're gonna draw a lot of attention towards you doing something like that. And you've got to successfully steal a ship as well first. But I don't know how manned they are at the minute. I've not been to the docks. Or
Do
you try
they
to grab
have
a gondola.
artillery?
Potions would have been handy.
They have mages who are capable of casting evocation magic, but they don't have static cannons and things like you would find on airships. No.
Thought it would be a good way to lay down covering fire.
You could even try a gondola, come in from high above, jump down.
A gondola might be our best option.
Again, it's the
Four-man
same
teams.
problem as a self-carriage. You'll have to either get one from a civilian, and a civilian gondola wouldn't be given flight path approval over the Castello for obvious reasons. A military one would, but it would mean you'd have to deal with the pilot and crew.
Maybe the pipelines are our best bet. If we can use them to get round to the northern side.
They'll probably take you under the island to some level, where they connect. There's maintenance tunnels that run alongside the pipes. They're not just, concreted in.
Is there a way to get to them from the Undercity?
Yes, that would be the easiest way to get it actually connected. And the Undercity has most of the waterways linked up, just behind access hatches and walls here.
Does mean we wouldn't have to go topside.
It would, but is everyone here capable of getting across?
Not gonna lie, I'm wrecked.
Always just go for the old classic. Try to get to the military dock, get on top of a roof, make some noise. Be heard. I mean, those are the people who want to hear you, right?
It's true, but how many military are gonna be at that dock?
I imagine a fair few.
Olger, Astra, you've not really said much. What's your opinion? What do you think's the best course of action here?
I was thinking the pipes, but with how tired Cyrus is, maybe trying to get a gondola, potentially. But that, again, is risky. They all have this, it's hard.
Realistically,
It's risky now.
we don't have to go in the same way. A small team could take me and two others into the cells. While they're watching us, someone could try and slip in through the pipes or across the pipes. Increases the risk that something could go wrong with either team. We're not there to cover each other's backs, but it might split the watcher's focus.
If you're gonna do that, you'd want to do. There's no sure guarantee that the three of us have been noticed.
I'll say you guys can get a short rest the whole time that you've been
Thanks.
here. Drinking your cookies, eating your milk.
I don't get a healed exhaustion for a short rest, do I?
I will say, because you did it yourself just in a physical way, it wasn't like a magical effect like that. Yeah, you can recuperate that. It's just like you pushed your body to the fucking limits.
Yeah.
You need to do some gentle stretches.
He's literally just like slumped into a seat right now, so.
It's kind of like the
I
same
mean-
exhaustion you would get from a chase. Like, it's not like it's permanent,
Yeah.
it's long lasting.
Like my squirrel exhaustion.
Well, by the time we have a decision made, I will probably be back to full strength, so.
It's how we split teams.
If you want to all take the pipes, we can try the pipes. If you want to split the teams, I think I'm probably best going in the as a prisoner. I'm obvious. I will not be as stealthy as others. And if I fall, I'm gone. No one will be able to catch me.
I think if you're going to go prisoners, Barros needs to be one of them. Because there's no logical reason why you would be arrested for no reason. You can use the excuse of, we found someone who's been spouting.
Well, the guards have spotted me and Barros together quite
All of us,
often.
but we just don't know.
Yes.
The problem is,
They have a reason to arrest me.
hmm,
Cyrus, he's been spotted with me enough that they could just be like he was with them.
we're all guilty by association.
The three of you probably have a higher chance of getting across the pipes. Two of you can fly. Vulgar, you're pretty light on your feet for a dwarf.
I'll try and look over that comment about my weight.
It was a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't your weight, you're 3 foot fucking tall. And a dwarf.
I'll have you know I'm 4 foot.
Tall for a dwarf.
And I'm actually 4'2". Don't forget the 2. The 2 is very important.
I imagine the 2 is added on by the soles of your shoes.
Shut up, One Horn.
Right, we're bickering. Does anybody have any disagreements
When
with this
Volga
plan?
says he's 4'2", you just see Atlas slowly reach to her book and note down.
At least if me and Cyrus, if things go wrong, we could fight our way out of it.
Well, I can't fly again until I sleep properly. Cookies isn't going to bring my wings back anytime soon. So.
Yeah, and no offense,
I
Oscar,
just-
but you're not the stealthiest.
No, maybe I'd be best going
I
to
just-
prisoner as well.
Just after today, I just question if we're doing more harm than good.
Volga, you don't have to join us if you don't want. If you think we're doing the right thing, there's nothing keeping you here.
I have no doubt we're trying to do. It's just how we're doing.
Remember, there's always
Maybe-
a risk that the takeoff that the Majocracy are planning explodes, much like that tanker at the docks and kills everyone in the city. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, which is why I say I think we're doing it. It's just I don't think.
So we need to improve our means towards
We
the
need
end.
to think fully through and stop rushing into how we're doing things.
Well, this is what we're doing. We're
Give-
talking about
give us-
planning it.
Give us ideas then, Vulgar.
At least this time there'll be less chance of civilian casualties. The Costello is
Yes.
off grounds to the public, especially with this lockdown enforced. There should be a lot less people in the streets.
Which also means a much higher chance of being caught. I
Indeed.
don't know about you guys. I quite like my head on my body and not on a spike.
What of us three go into the prisons and then Falgear and Atlas go for the pipes, get us out?
What if we double down? They've already seen one explosion go off. What if we cause another explosion in the opposite side of the city? Nothing too crowded or public. I mean, the streets are going to be empty anyway. If we hit the market, for example, nobody should be there. It's a lockdown. If we cause another event there, the watchers will be pulled to try and catch whoever is there. Try and kill this rebellion before it starts.
How about instead of a symbol of what people go to in their day-to-day life, what's something of a symbol of freedom? What do the people in the area go to that
The theater?
The
maybe
Church of Sapana.
Mm.
It has been locked
mean-
down since the
Royal Arena?
initial mounting of those corpses.
I'm all for burning down a church, but I don't know how the rest of you are gonna
Cyrus
feel
is
about
like, I don't know if that's a good idea, but I do like it.
that. Yeah.
I'm not saying about we burn down the
So we can
church.
burn down
I'm
the
just
library?
thinking we
Gather people.
cause not we cause destruction, I would say, in a controlled manner. Looks at Atlas. Controlled manner.
And how exactly do you destroy something in a
But we do
controlled
it-
manner?
But we do it to something that the government wouldn't want a free people to have.
Probably, if you want my opinion, the thing you took advantage of this morning. Tilm Times.
The Tilms Times.
That's a voice for the people, not for the government. They've had it locked
Yeah.
down all day since the announcement went wrong.
Yeah.
You'd have
I
to
doubt
convince
they'll
them.
show it back.
You wouldn't want to blow it up with them still next to it, but maybe when they leave. I don't know when that'll be, or if they already have or not.
That's an idea. Why don't we attract them away from the Tilms Times and blow it up so it makes it look like they're evacuating the area?
How are we planning on
In
blowing it up?
preparation. Well, we could, or just
Not saying I'm not
cause
an
a big
expert or
fire
anything,
in the
but
tower.
I doubt that Everwa has a highly flammable explosive gas sitting next to it.
What Tev?
Yeah,
Have a lot of paper
What do
inside.
Tevs run on?
They mean even on that arcane energy, so it's like transfused into the engine.
Well, why don't we, instead of blowing it up, why don't we cause a fire, say?
You
in
could
the
also
tower?
go to the fuel depot at the airship dock, and you could always try to steal a tanker, crash it into it. I suppose what you're trying to do is you want to make. They wouldn't be stupid.
No.
If they're going to blow up something that they deem threatening to them, they're not going to blow it up and say, yes, we blew that up to protect ourselves. They're going to take advantage of the fact that you've blown something up, and they're going to try to turn it on us. They'll make it look like we did it, whatever they do next. If they blow up the Bit and Bridle, or they blow up a dock, they're going to say it was us. They're going to make it look like it was us. Maybe having them lose a casualty or two, or someone gets hurt, makes it more believable for that story, and then we can spin it like that, you know? You just got to be convincing. But then how do you get that message out that it wasn't there? Like, because they're going to immediately say it wasn't them. But we need to beat them to that punch. We need to sow doubt before they can regather themselves. Look at that explosion earlier. We had what, 30 minutes, an hour, and then the announcement came out immediately, damning us for what we did and how they're the victims here. We need to beat them to that. We're always on the back foot because they've always got the connection. They've got the announcement ahead of us. You could synchronize it. Take the broadcasting station, blow the times. And then you broadcast it before they do. Or you make it out, you know, that you're
Or we
someone
take the
on them.
van.
We could take the Times and set fire to it while we broadcast. Make it seem like
They're burning us in the place.
they're burning us in the place for trying to get a message out. They're trying to silence the people.
Could work. And would be less risky than trying to get on the Castello itself. It would also draw guards away from the Castello. Again, that could be something we do. If you want a line waiting near the Castello, we could try to take the Times.
The message would be better coming from an elf. No offense.
I'm taking
To us, I guess.
Better come from Elnareth. Have her speak.
I don't really think that's a good idea. I can't lie, remember?
You're not lying. You're doing this. Why are you doing this then?
It's a omittance of the truth.
That sounds a lot
Technically
like lying to me.
No, I'm agreeing with you. It's an admittance of the truth, but just technically lying. It would be better if one of the others do it.
No, but the way to look at it is you're doing this for the people, are you not?
No, I'm fully on board, but I just don't know how I'd phrase it in a way that I would be able to communicate it without giving up the gig that we were, staging the whole thing like a show.
Well, it's not like there's going to be anyone critiquing you and counter-arguing your points. It'll be
I think it's more to do with how she was created. The magic that binds her. Rather than whether or not she has got stage fright.
What about yourself? I'm gonna look at the one gesture to the one that's got the face with the scars on it from
That's got the face.
That's got the injury on the face, and just say, why don't you say that? Why don't you go forward and say, why would I do this to myself?
I could talk, sure. You think to listen?
Well, maybe if there's more than one of you, you don't have to. All of you don't have to talk. Some of you can just stand there.
Be seen.
Be seen.
Sounds
Not
like a
as one,
surefire
but as
way
many.
to blow our cover, but sure. If you think it'll work.
Well, we're gonna blow our cover either way here, somehow.
Are we sending two messages then? Are we going to the Times, blowing it up and sending a message there, and going to the House of Arc?
It sounds like you're
Costello
going to
and
try to
sending-
stop them retaliating.
We'll cease their counter message. They go to the Times, release a message, and while they're releasing a message, they'll stage it so that the Watchers are burning them within the Times.
Also means that we could just take out their broadcaster.
Exactly.
They-
That's what I
Sabotage
mean.
their equipment.
How do
You
they
could
They
stop
broadcast
them
them.
even being able to comment on the whole thing. Remove that ability.
Give-
They'll have other ways
give
to
you the
get message out,
airways.
sure, but at least for some time you'll sow doubt, and then those at the docks may reconsider what's going on. You can try to convince them that maybe leaving's not the best move, or maybe it is this trap that you theorized, if they're willing to burn us out here.
Right. If that's the case, then Beros will hand over his speech. If you struggle to find the words, then maybe this will help.
Takes it. Yeah, I can do that if you like, but I mean, yeah, I can if that's what you'd like.
Get some of the points in that speech across.
Not gonna lie to you, I'm not the best speaker.
Is anybody a good speaker? And he'll just gesture to the Dryad's Tears in general.
One of them puts their hand up. Royul, he's like, I mean, I speak well. I have a very nice dialect, and my mum says I have a really good voice.
Maybe have you speak and have. I've forgotten their name.
I'm
Stay
thinking
one
we
aside.
need as minimal people on the screen as possible. We don't want to give away your identities that puts you at risk. But we need someone who's going to be able to deliver the message with intent, feeling.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Someone who can reach people, who can make them believe.
I could
Or
make
at
one of
least-
you look like an elf, Alara will say.
No, bloody hell.
I told you it was long. I mean, I wrote the speech. Maybe I could say it. I've been holding it back for a little while.
How's your Elvish?
It's pretty good.
Idea.
Of the rest of us, who knows how to fly a Tev?
Atlas and Vulgar, from what I know.
No, I just have been practicing on the thing.
I don't need you to land it. We need you to crash it.
If I've
Vulgar
proven
might
anything,
be
it's
a
that I'm good at
husband.
causing destruction.
You could.
Time to put the skill to use.
I don't know what the equivalent
Sorry.
would be, but put it into autopilot, jump out, fly, meet us.
Volgir will just pipe up. Don't do much. Can't do Sky like Tev's too well. I'm pretty
What?
good with space ones. Though.
Okay.
So I could probably work it out, I think.
Well, the plan is as of this, one team breaks into the Tiln Times alongside Beros. Torch it, get a message out that the Magetocracy is trying to assume control and cut off the people's voice. Second team steals a skyship, skyship, and crashes it into the broadcasting center. Or we get into the broadcasting center and sabotage it.
What sends the message? Is it a tower like the Tilm Times?
Similar. Yeah, it's there's a tower beacon actually in the tower itself, but the broadcasting station's on the building on the ground.
Solution: crash the Tev in it.
You take out that
yes,
tower,
that's-
everything will get buried in rubble. Yeah, you a hell of a bang, but an airship might be able to do it, or a Tev definitely would if you can get your hands on one.
We just need to get hold of one.
Tevs don't traditionally dock here. We lack the infrastructure. I'm not saying there isn't one, but
What about the ones that the guards are on? Could we
The,
not make a ruckus and get the guards down at street level and knock them out?
Airships.
That's
the
what I was
gondolas, they're
thinking.
just small airships. They're four-man craft.
Okay. Well, we could do that, can't we? Use them.
Wouldn't have the same whack as an airship would, but yeah, it could work if you load it up. Maybe if you load it up with a few explosives and
Barrels
things.
of oil. If we get a gondola,
Just make sure you
it'll
come in
hit-
from above. If you come in from below, you might hit the anti-magic field at the prison.
If we get a gondola, it'll mean we can hit the docks and the supply depot, the refuel depot, and get to the guard station quicker than if we were traveling on foot anyway.
A question to you all. Would it not be better to send the message from the Bastille? It goes to everyone, not just the Tilm's time readers.
True. Could do.
So then we flip.
You cause a destruction at the Tilm's times. A few of us break into the Bastille.
Why don't you do both? Why don't you make it out that you're going to do some big fucking broadcast from the Tilm's Times? Start hamming it up, buying time, wait for the watchers to stop moving on you, and then when they actually start fucking setting the place on fire, they get out. And then you go in.
I could
And you
skywrite,
could
spell
if
into
they
the
do,
clouds that everyone should tune into the Tilm Times for a big message.
I think we're thinking about the.
With a lockdown, that might not be as useful as it once was.
I'm just you're just saying that.
We
if I
don't
got
need
that
the
correctly,
people to see it, we just need the watchers to see it. They're the ones on the street.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
you mean
also,
a
if they
distraction?
Yeah, to lure them all to the Tilm's Times. If they do start doing something to say burn it down or something, then you can put a podcast and say the Watchers are actually burning it down.
Exactly.
They're just
We ham it up a bit. We talk about the Dryad's Tears or something.
What about that news van?
We could find it, sure, that would work, but we need to.
I'm just wondering if you could hide the camera
could.
somewhere facing the Tilm's Times and you could use it as evidence to prove that they are really doing this. But we need to incite them to get rid of it. So we need to.
Whoever goes
Really?
to the Tilm's time, it's going to be dangerous. More dangerous than breaking into the Castello.
Well, you'd expect not to come back.
Do we need to send anyone there?
Well, we need to make a ruckus.
I mean, if we can do it from the van, then maybe not.
Yeah, but we need to make a ruckus so they actually do want to destroy it.
Maybe
We
finding out
could-
that we plan on sending a message from there will be enough to make them destroy it.
Mm.
We are betting on them destroying the Tilm Times. What we could do to ensure its destruction is steal the van.
Which we don't know where is.
The last time we saw it was at the docks.
Is there any sort of... I'm going to turn to the Dryad's Tears and say, is there any sort of sewers near the Till Times, or some kind of underground access in any way? Because I notice it's very close to where we are. Well, it was very close to the entrance that we used.
In the mid-city, so it's a bit higher up. About another 50, 60 foot up above the lower city where we were before. So you could try to scale all the way up, but it's going to be a good 160 foot from the ground level here at least.
I'm thinking more for escaping. Is there some kind of access nearby? Maybe in that little courtyard at the back?
There's a subterranean through tunnel next to it that winds all the way to the north side of the island, normally used for traffic, but there's a footpath there. As for the actual sewers, not really something we go around in too often. The fastest route I would see out of it is to go down the straight to the Undercity, just through that. Through the
Just
breathing.
jump straight over. Second question, does anyone have any sort of spell that can help with heights? That's not wings.
Do we all still have Featherfall tokens from when we
That's what
traveled on the ship?
Do you have room to read?
I don't think I do, but it's just a thing that I remembered we might have got.
sure we got some, didn't we?
I don't think I took one because wings.
I definitely would have took one because I don't have wings.
I don't have wings, but
Oh,
I haven't noted a Featherfall token.
Neither have I.
Is it possible?
It was
got
probably
used?
It was probably stolen from me when I got mugged.
Yeah,
just-
I did a bit clear out of my inventory, so I might have just
They were
removed
like,
it.
I've
nice.
not done a clear out, but I can't.
It sounds
It's
like
all good.
none of you have a Featherfall token in inventory, so I'm going to say that maybe whenever you
No.
got off the Starwind Serenade, you were asked to return them. Like, it's like having a life jacket on an airplane, you know, you don't get
Yeah.
to keep it with you because you bought the ticket. You know, they're...
Alright.
But, you know,
So
they're the
no,
kind of
we
thing you
have
could
no-
try to acquire, things like that, or a potion, like
I'm
if there's
just
any
thinking-
potions of Featherfall, things like that.
All we need is
Scrolls.
or something just to the small team that are in the Tilms Times can just jump from the top, aim for over the wall into the Undercity. And then they're safe.
I could do it alone.
I don't
I'll
think
come
any
with
of us
you.
should go alone.
I'll come with you, but I need something to get out of there.
That's why I said I could go alone, because I'm the only one who could fly. Currently, no offense, Astra.
Fine.
Is there any? I'm going to look at your eyes here.
Just-
Is there any way
just
you
set
know
them.
that we can get something for Featherfall?
Thank you for that, by the way. If I didn't already, thank you. I'm pretty sure you saved me.
It's all good.
I'll
Sorry,
take
I'm
that as a
little bit-
no.
You
Yeah,
could
you
try
see
going
Astra-
to a magic shop. Or...
Is there an underground underdark magic shop?
Not that
I mean,
I'm
does the
familiar
f-
with.
There's the fence that we acquired that stuff back. Maybe he's got something.
True.
Go try him. Yeah, he had that box, didn't he,
Mhm.
of spells? Did he not?
I think that was the owner of the magic shop back on Aluna.
Oh, I'm confusing people now.
Yeah, that was alright.
But
Maybe I
We-
need
we
to look
could-
at this wine bottle and go, I think I've had too much of this, put it away.
We
Fuck's
could
sake.
definitely try the pawn shop. Maybe
It's
he's
better
picked
try
up.
than not.
Maybe he's picked up a couple of tokens or a scroll of Featherfall or something.
And
Yeah,
there's
the more
ability
we do,
potions
the
to
more
help
team
us.
we can send.
Featherfall isn't a particularly advanced spell. If we could find
No.
a wizard or a sorcerer.
With everyone in lockdown, we'll have to knock on doors. It would take too long.
we don't even know if the Undercity's gone in lockdown.
Why don't we see if we can find this? Go to the fence first. If the fence doesn't have it, then we start knocking
Atlas
down
is
on
going
some doors.
to look at her criminal addresses that she noted down from the fences book and just be like, does anyone on here sound like a wizard?
Go through a couple of names. There's no notes of profession or anything like that. So something that says like, ah yes, a wizard. You go through. There's a selection of names.
Are
There.
any of them called something the something? Because that's a fucking
Something
wizard
the
right
Great.
there.
No one is called something to something though.
Boo.
They're all
First name, last name.
not even
First name.
not even first name, last name. Someone is like initials.
Yeah, that's not very helpful.
But I believe they do have the addresses linked to them.
They
And
do have addresses.
and normally it's like what they purchased. So like there's probably things like
Anybody look like they're buying a lot of magic shit?
make me an investigation check.
Oh,
Not a luck roll. There's something there. Just
Not that
No,
I
they're mine.
see. Not that I fucking see.
Good
It's all
job,
kind of in
Atlas.
code. So it's things like
It doesn't even have to be in code. It could just be in Elvish.
yeah, well, even if some translates for you, a lot of it's in code. So it talks about how, like, EP is buying lots of the round discs, and you're like, what the fuck is a round
Anybody
disc?
good with criminal codes?
I mean, I can read a few.
Golgi's going
Um,
to push Beros towards Atlas.
Even with thieves' cant, is there any more
Make me another
understanding?
investigation check, but I'll also give you advantage because you got your thief can't lingo.
Atlas noted these down
13.
in the same place that she had all the prostitute details. So I feel like she's like, oh no, not that bit.
You don't find like, oh yeah, this fucking individual has bought like 40 like wands of magic missile or nothing like really obvious in that regard. But you do find there is talk of emergency plans. It's like, CG has purchased like 10 emergency plans to be delivered to, and it's an address. And I have to confirm the address here. It's an address of an actual dock on the airship docks.
Interesting.
So it could be like either some kind of building on the airship docks itself, like a shipwright, or it might actually be a ship itself. It's called the
I'll kind of go
Loose
for it.
Board, so that's why it's hard to tell what it is. It's just the Loose Board, southeastern airship dock.
Should
We kind of go through and be like, it looks like this is kind of useful. I'm not quite sure, but it akin to something we may be useful.
I still think we try and stay in the Undercity as long as possible.
Let's go speak to the fence. He might have Featherfall tokens, and even if he doesn't, he might have some bombs. So
Well, do we want bombs? We want something that's going to make it look like they're.
Incendiary bombs, then.
At this point, we're just seeing what we have.
Molotov cocktail.
If he's got a scroll of fireball, we'll take that.
Yeah, well, they do like their magic, the Watchers, so fireball or something like that might be the best option. Maybe a wall of fire? Or something like that.
Well, let's get to the fence before we get ahead of ourselves.
Right, let's go. Head off to the fence.
Okay.
If
we
we can
trying
work
to-
our way there.
Are we trying to be stealthy in case there are watchers or muggers? Or the
When Cyrus
syndicate?
goes to the door, he is going to look around the street and see if he can see any signs of a patrol or a watcher presence.
Can Volgir pop his head out and he's just like, he got one head up here, Volgir's down here, just like...
You
One of
can
me a
us
pretty
bit of
much
a
tells
hand.
to the truth, the only other only lies.
It's a 17.
Do you want to... what... Are we doing separate rolls?
I can roll with advantage if
Yeah, it's up to you
that
guys.
is.
man.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
What's your perception?
+4.
Go for it. I got +3.
Mine's a 10, so don't worry.
No, 17.
Scan around you two. Nothing strange with them. The streets are quiet. There's no general public walking around. There's no watchers. Not immediately.
Okay, I think we're clear.
Should we move while keeping an eye out for them? Rather
Yes.
than just beelining it?
We'll move quickly, but we'll keep an eye and an ear out.
Yeah. So actively watching rather than passively.
Yeah.
Sure. So you're not
Say
stealthing, but
actively,
you're just being
actively.
perceptive.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we notice anything out of the ordinary,
Alleyway.
start stealthing. Yeah, alleyway and stealth.
Alrighty. Taking your past possessions into consideration, I can assume you're just telling the rest of the Dryas to wait here while you go out and
Yeah.
do this prep.
Yeah, we'll come up.
Yeah.
I think Vogue is going to start making a map as he's going.
I think maybe just before we leave, we'll be like, keep thinking. Any idea is a good idea.
We'll
If you
put our heads together.
if you come up with anything, head out.
Okay, you guys start making your way, trying to follow the direction best you can. Moving along, let's have someone just roll me a d20, please, to see if you encounter anyone or anything.
Eros?
I can. You sure?
I swear to God, if we get mugged.
Oh.
Theros, as you see yourself
go.
coming up to one of the open air cuttings that expose the undercity to the sky itself, you hear the familiar sound of a gondola rotor, and you kind of call the party to hold for a moment, and you see descending down into the undercity, and as it kind of comes down, this big spotlight boom turns on and begins sweeping across the rooftops of buildings and things like that. I mean, to scan the floor itself, and you see this and it comes down to just about the building, the 2 stories off the floor, and it begins slowly creeping along the main street of the undercity on a patrol path.
It looks like they're patrolling the undercity, which is not ideal.
But could also work in our favor.
I think we might have spent a bit too
Not if we
long.
get caught.
Right. Do we
Stealth.
keep going as a group, or do we want to...
I think we need to start sneaking a little bit.
Oh, definitely sneaking. I'm just saying, do we need
Yeah.
do we need to maybe split up, take different routes? Because if we all get caught, we're screwed.
The problem is if one of us gets caught, then how are we going to know? At least
Well-
if all 5 of us are together, then we could
Think of a
possibly
way
fight our way out of it, talk our way out of it.
Right,
I
so
mean-
let's make the plan now. If it looks like we're getting caught, everyone duck for the shadows. Whoever gets caught out comes and shows themselves. Just wait the lie away.
It's another idea, but we could always take that gondola.
Hmm?
We could. But maybe only if we get caught.
Yeah.
Only blasters will work, I think.
Right.
For the
Right,
GM
let's go.
Stealth.
categories.
If they catch us, maybe someone should make a leg back to the house
Yeah.
and get the Dryad's tears.
Who's fast?
Reinforcements might be useful in a fight.
Who's fast and
do I
quick?
do I not?
I mean, I'm quite quick on my feet. I can always head there.
Alice could also
I'll-
fly.
I'll help cover whoever's going back, if needs be.
Let me get a stealth.
Okay, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself because I'm not wasting a second level
Where's my
spell
stealth?
just in case.
19
For a
for me.
character who I built quite stealthy, I am not very stealthy.
I rolled
19.
Holy.
For a character that's not
Ooh,
very
and with a
stealthy,
plus
I
7
rolled
as well.
very well.
What is your roll, Volgear?
I didn't roll my.
19. Well, it was a 14 plus a 5, so yeah, 19. Bloody hell. Cyrus, we're holding the group up here.
You kind of follow after the gondola as it moves, and you follow it for a good 10 minutes or so, just moving slowly and cautiously. Kind of trying to stay like a couple of turns behind it if possible on the streets itself. And eventually you see the second along in your path another opening to the open air, and the gondola like rises up out of that back into the over city again, and you're a bit more free to move. It doesn't seem to spot you the whole time you're following it, luckily. You continue on.
Stay stealth?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
probably the best option. We don't know if there's another one down here.
Or we should move as quickly as we can before another
Yes.
one arrives.
Yeah, let's get away from here and then continue to stealth.
Alright, and you start moving then. Eventually, you do reach the fence's office.
Just gonna... Volgear's gonna go up and just bang on the door 4 times.
Last time we were here, we promised to rough the guy up, and then we didn't.
He was also
Oh, well.
pointing a crossbow at our faces, so...
True.
I don't
knock.
think he's got to send out the money.
Peeks open. Like narrows his eyes. What do you want?
Looking to buy something.
Make me
It's
a
important.
persuasion check, someone. Say one of you can advantage the two of you, or you can roll individually.
I can do it.
Yeah, you do it.
Persuasion.
I'm not a very persuasive person.
Not 20.
Oh, yes.
So persuasive.
Narrows his eyes.
Giving
Just
those
jingle the
big
coins.
goat eyes at him.
The door closes. You hear the sound of a like chain lock being undone, and then the door opens again wider. Come inside quickly. Let's go.
And immediately.
In we go.
You're met with a familiar surrounding of the fence. See various strange things on display in the stalls. All very nice finery and things like that, all behind like protected reinforced glass panels. Still at the far end. And they have a light crossbow kind of like in their hands. Not pointed at anyone, just like, they're holding it in one hand, like ready to use it if required. Close behind you all and lock the door shut. They take the key with them, and the key's on like a chain around their neck.
So, did you do anything for kind of feather falling related? Either spell scrolls or tokens or
I do.
hollow
So roll me a luck roll.
attachments? I'll roll.
Yeah.
What's
D20.
Nobody wants to do it.
Look, last time I rolled a luck roll, things went
that was a
very well
3.
and then very badly.
Was it
That was a
3?
3.
That has nothing to do with the
I
luck,
got cleaned
though,
out
George.
recently, unfortunately. Someone came and bought all my feather folding equipment.
Can I have a look round
Yeah,
to
you
see if he's...
Yeah, perception check.
Any eye potions, something like along those lines?
I've got
Perception
some
23.
23. You don't see any obvious feather falling scrolls
God
or
damn it.
tokens that are on display. I have a potion of fly. Yeah, I've only got one though.
What about a large parachute?
I've got some old bed sheets taken from a dead man's house.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
It's better than just diving for it.
What about
Know anyone
scrolls or I don't know, vials of fireball, firewall?
Something that goes boom.
but kind of incendiary related?
I have a few of those. Depends on your price point, though. I've got a
Let's
scroll
go.
of fly, like you mentioned. I've also got a scroll of fireball looking around. Got at least 2 of them.
How much is the scroll of fly?
Paying in traceable or untraceable?
Untraceable.
270 gold.
Bloody hell.
What
Wow,
was
that-
untraceable?
Oh, lost you there.
What was
than
traceable?
More than.
What was untraceable?
Untraceable is 270 gold, and he'll say traceable, he'll say 30,000
So
chits.
27,000 chits, effectively, for the untraceable, but in gold
A
form.
little over my budget.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a
I
touch.
think we're just about 10 gold. 10, like, sorry, I get confused between a decimal place and 10 gold.
I feel like Atlas doesn't say anything, but in her head she's just like, damn, and I'm out here flying for free.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could always try an alternative means to acquire such things.
Have you got anyone that's? Wait, you said you sold it all recently.
Yep.
Where did you sell it to?
Guy working
did
on the
you-
docks. Even bought them all 2 days ago.
Emergency plan.
That's a bit of an interesting day to buy it, considering the next day that all that shit
I
happened.
just think someone's getting out.
They're a
Yeah.
regular buyer from me. They've been buying quite fairly often for the last while. I've been trying to keep up their demand, but unfortunately I've ran out of
Maybe
stockpile
someone's
of
been
those.
getting people out on the sly. Take a featherful
Mhm.
token and jump.
Yeah.
How much would their information cost us?
Well-
Cyrus, it's fine. We don't need it.
I was going to say they weren't much use to me anymore, because I don't have what they're looking for. Done it for a good, call it 10 gold.
I'll
Pretty
whisper.
sure I don't have that.
I'll whisper into Cyrus's ear. We already have it. His address was on the book.
I can't afford 10 gold at the minute. It's not a lie. I genuinely can't.
Fair enough.
He ain't got 10 gold.
Olga's gonna chirp up and just go, even me paying for all of you has finally caught up. And even I can't even do half of that at the moment.
You spent all your money on a statue. That's where your gold went.
I mean,
What's that
have you
shit?
tried selling that thing?
No, I don't think anyone wants to buy it when they're concerned about getting off the.
I mean, now that you're a famous, now that you want it, maybe it'll sell.
I'm just going to turn around to the fence. You don't want a statue, do you?
Of you? What kind of stat?
Yeah,
What's it
no.
made out of?
See if I work. No, what it's made out of. But I don't think I ever looked into it a bit in depth.
Marble, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Oh, it's so fucking expensive.
What are your
Was-
thoughts on the current events?
I don't really, not my biz, man. I'm just here to sell shit and get paid.
Gonna make life a little more difficult for you if the wardens are starting to come down into the Undercity.
Yeah, they'll come down, flex their little magic muscles for a little bit, and then they'll go back topside. They always do. Just a matter of waiting it out. I think the door
So
was
they've done this
locked.
before.
Do you think it'll stay that way once the city ascends?
If it doesn't, there'll be plenty of ways off the city when you're in the skies up there. A lot easier to vanish into the stars on a Tev than on airships. A lot more ways you can go.
Fair enough. Out of character, can we afford any of the stuff he's pushing?
How much was
I can-
Fireball?
The
Probably
Fireball
more.
scroll was the same price. Spell scroll level 3 is 270 gold pieces.
I have 5 gold pieces to my name.
So that'll be a no then.
Like, and I'm pretty sure most of you have your money in chits as well, don't you?
Yeah, and not even that many chits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 600
I mean, you
chits.
could try to steal or like threaten this man, or like there's other ways than just buying shit. Reminder.
But he doesn't have what we need to do unless we get a fly.
Is the stuff that he's selling out and about, or is it like behind?
I'll say with Volgir's previous quite high perception check, there is a few scrolls on display in scroll cases, and they're all labeled in Elvish, so he couldn't really make out the exact contents of them. So I don't think he speaks Elvish.
I do.
Oh, you do? Yeah, then you can see the contents. You can see them labeled, and they're like, there's 2 scrolls of Fireball and 1 scroll of Fly. They're kind of like up behind the counter, like on this, like almost like a wine rack of scroll on display.
I'm gonna kind of, when he's looking the other direction, kind of nod Barros and just kind of like like that.
Oh,
I have a thought, but I don't know if it'll work out.
If it's blow up the shop, I have some news for you.
No, it's appeal to his elf manatee.
His elfmanity.
I think he is more monetary and
Now
Yeah.
I'm just imagining a manatee, but with little elf.
Yeah,
legs.
that's exactly what I was imagining.
His alpha-tree,
No.
support the people, down with the regime,
I don't think.
tell him the plan, not
I
all the
don't,
plan.
I don't think he belongs to any regime.
So don't say he makes money. That's the only regime he cares about.
I mean, you can try and appeal to his elfmanity if you want. You can't discuss it with us ahead, so what
I
would
know.
Cyrus do?
Look,
it's even better when I first saw Almi.
The
Almi.
moment Cyrus starts speaking to him, I am going to try and swipe the scroll fight.
Can I try and distract him as well?
Okay, let's have
We
let's see what Cyrus is saying first.
we need your assistance. We think that the Archmagus has gone too far. She is overreached. She's forcing people to basically ascend without their will. The whole Exodus plot, it's a farce. They're trying to take out those that are trying to leave. We believe that she is power hungry and that she does not care for the good of the people. She is going to ascend because of her own will. She has not taken a vote. She has not listened to what the people decided. She has told the people what should happen, and the people have gone along with it because that is what they're used to. We think that this oppression needs to end, and we need your assistance to stop her.
Make me a persuasion check.
Can I evoke my background?
What is your background?
My background is... Sorry, go ahead, Mary.
No, I was just gonna say Astra would probably chime in like, and there's also the fact it might not even work and everybody will die. So much for money then.
My background is that of the Haunted One. Those who look into your eyes can see that
I
you
know
have faced
that.
unimaginable horror and that you are no stranger to darkness. Though they might fear you, commoners will extend you every courtesy and do their utmost to help you. Unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them, they will even take up arms to fight alongside you should you find yourself facing an enemy alone.
Sure. You're not really facing an enemy alone, but he will give you
We
at
as
least
a
a
group
courtesy.
are facing.
But you yourself are not facing an enemy alone, which
We
is
are not
exactly
all
what that
haunted.
means. Is whenever you were getting mugged, if Beros wasn't there, some commoner might have come to your aid. Because they're like, fuck, this like tourist is getting absolutely shit kicked out of him. Yeah, you
Instead, Meros were there, and someone was like, "Fuck those tourists."
you like speak to this guy and like with Astra
racist
chiming in
goat
as
man.
well. Make me a precision check with advantage, please, Cyrus.
I really hope that you succeed this. He goes to get us the scroll, and Beros has already stolen.
Beros, stealth check, please.
That's a double 5. I could. No way. Persuasions do not like me.
And Beros, sleight of hand check, please. Follow. What scroll
I
are
thought
you
the
swiping?
money thing would have worked.
Scroll of flight.
Yeah, you reach up. As he like laughs heavily at Cyrus's request, and his eyes close for a moment, you quickly, while perusing the front of the counter, slip around the side, grab the skull casing, throw it in your bag, and then like peruse your way back to a different shelf, and you're just there, kind of like inspecting things. He doesn't seem to notice, and he just like laughs you off, Cyrus, because like, ha ha. Oh, it's a good one. I haven't laughed at that in a while. Oh, you're being serious. Look, the fuckers up there are always going to fuck us over. It doesn't matter whether we're in orbit or not. Not my business, man, you know? I barely see the fucking sky anyway.
And we
That's the
wish you
question.
luck.
Do you actually leave this house?
I do my best not to. People would like to probably get something from me, or, you know, otherwise.
Borg is going to have a wander around the front of the store, just looking for anything else that strikes his.
We should fucking
Interest.
go. We're stealing.
There's nothing, nothing else
Fair
really
enough.
stand out to you unless you're looking for anything in particular. There's like a variety of
Not
you know,
really.
adventuring gear, some like
Just trying to make it seem like we're
kits.
not running away straight
Yeah.
away, basically.
Cyrus doesn't even know you've stole it. Well, we wish you luck then.
I feel like Atlas thinks that Cyrus was trying to distract him so we could steal shit. Like, she hasn't seen anything be stolen because her passive perception is not good enough to beat that stealth. But she's like, yeah, we're just filling time so we can steal something. And Cyrus is like, I can appeal to this man's humanity.
He doesn't
Sure.
have any.
He's an elf.
Esther will probably put her hand on Cyrus's arm that she can reach his shoulders. Like, you tried, Cyrus. Let's go.
Leave.
Leave.
and leave you do.
After
Slip
they
out.
walk for a little bit,
I'm
Atlas
waiting
just
for a
goes,
little beep,
so
or
did
like
we
alarm
find
or some shit.
anything?
Well, we know that somebody has been taking a lot of Featherfall tokens.
Yeah, I
We
don't
might-
mean information. I mean, do we?
Oh, you mean this? And I'll pull out the scroll.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna like drag like as Beros is doing that. I'm gonna start dragging him up the street to the like in a random direction.
I'm gonna bat you off and be like, "What are you doing?"
Put it away,
We-
Barros.
It only takes him 10 seconds to turn around at that door and notice that one of them are missing. So get your ass to a fucking alleyway before you fucking
Yeah,
pull
okay,
it out.
let's
I'm
get
not
out of this.
stupid.
Good
Let's
job
get out of
playing
this area.
distraction, though, Cyrus.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. We need to check that list again, see if we can pinpoint who was taking the Featherfall tokens.
Why do we need them?
This is a
Because they're
scroll
co-
of flying.
But they're clearly not happy. It doesn't hurt to have more allies when you're massively outnumbered.
We don't want to spread ourselves too thin.
I mean, Cyrus might be right. He might have a ship. He's at the docks. He's clearly taking people somewhere.
We might as well investigate it. There's no rush not doing. What
He may
time
be
is it?
He may be able to help us get to our destination.
Hell, he might
Right
even
now,
have a
it's probably
following.
like late afternoon.
Right, so we could go see them, and then we could still get to this and do it later tonight.
Yeah.
Because that would be the time that if they're going
our
to
last
burn it,
chance.
they would do that at that point. I think. I don't
So
think
we-
they would do it otherwise.
We find this guy as soon as possible, see if he's of any use to us. If not, we go and we collect the Dryad's Tears and we move on to the next stage.
Yes. Or, yeah, and we tell. Is it worth just telling the Dryad's Tears just to meet us somewhere? Rather than have someone come back here constantly?
This is the safest place.
Yeah, but if we have to come back here, we're wasting time that we could be spending to go get the thing.
I mean,
Go
we're
get
going to have
the-
to go all the way back there anyway.
Right. Okay, let's just go. Let's go get this done then.
Let's look at the list again.
I'll pull out the book, look for that specific order, look for the address.
You find it, and it talks
Want
of
that
the loose board on the Southeast Airship dock, and it's someone CG is the purchaser for 10 emergency protocols. I believe it was.
I knew noting down random criminal addresses would come in handy eventually.
Why don't we get the Dryad's Tears on the way? Because we're going to have to go topside to get to this
Yeah,
guy.
it would be best to navigate topside.
Oh, and if maybe he's more useful to us than we think, and he can help us from there.
Let's go.
All right. So you head back, acquire the Dryad's Tears en route. You take them all with you.
Should we take them all with us? The bigger group we travel in, the more
But it's
attention
also
we may grab.
more, yeah.
There's
But
only
also
3
the
of them,
more
isn't
the
there?
more eyes that are
No, there's a
scanning the
bunch
sky.
of them.
There's currently 6 of them in that house.
Yeah, so it's a group of 11,
It's quite a lot of people. That's like a small primary school class.
but also 22 eyes.
And they also might
If
know
all of
different
them have
routes.
2 eyes.
If all of them have 2 eyes, the burned victim might not.
Well, as you're popping back and deciding whether or not to take them or not, let's take a little break. Be back. We're back. The Dryad's tears at your behest and disposal. Who are you taking with you? Who are you leaving behind? What orders are you giving people?
Okay, whose lives do we value the least out of you guys?
Bear in mind also, I believe you've used your message for the day. So if you want to, be like, hey, we need to go somewhere else now to meet up after, or whatever the fuck. Or we need you to do this at the same time as us.
Are we telling them to start to head towards the Tilm Times, or...?
It's still heavily armored that we know of. Maybe they're best waiting here until we have found out what Featherfall Token guy's up to.
Yeah, Featherfall Token guy has a ship. We could drop them off the Tilm Times.
True. I still think traveling with 11 people is asking for trouble.
True, but it only really becomes a problem once we get to the upper city. And how far are we going to have to travel? Like, where's the opening? Where's the in between? Where's the entrance to the Undercity? Is what I'm asking.
There are several.
Is there one relatively close to the docks?
To the docks. Let me see. There is one fairly close to the south docks itself. It wouldn't be the southeastern dock as called, but yeah, like on the south side of the docks, kind of not too far from Quill and Drink. Be one like on the far side of the square.
How does everybody else feel? Should we split up? Try and get to the same place via different routes?
The Undercity entrances, by the way, because they're not actually clearly labeled on the map. Yeah, I'm going to ping one now. It's those green hubs.
Right.
So there is one
this one?
there. There's one there, yeah. There's one there. There's one by the market as well. And I think there's one more here. Self-carriages.
This not one. Wait, no. It's that. I was about to say that looks like one.
Yeah, I think that's all of them. Yeah, they're kind of like they're almost similar to like London Underground, like big, like stations, almost the center. Think like metro, like tunnels.
This one might be our best bet.
Yeah.
So we start there and then head like this sort of direction.
There are notably no entrances to the Undercity in the upper or in the Arcane Castello areas. They're deliberately.
I'm about to say, I was just looking.
That would be convenient.
That would have been very convenient.
Nope.
Just one smack bang in the middle right here.
Yep, that's great. Let's go there.
Yeah, Harry, I found a big green building, that one there. Yeah.
So, shall we head south to the southmost exit? And then some of us could go this way, some of us could go straight to the docks and then go across, so we're not traveling together.
The southeasternmost dock is probably referring to that one.
I mean, we could split up, but again, if a gondola stops one of us, maybe it's better that we are together.
At the very least, if we're together and a gondola stops us, we might have time to scatter. Better one of us gets arrested than all of us.
Well, let's get a move on then.
Right. I'll head for that.
You're leaving the Dryad's Tears in the dark for now.
No, we're not bringing them with us.
Should we bring them at least, like, in the Undercity bit?
Yeah.
Like, there's still watches down here, but it's less
Do you have any safe houses near the southmost exit to the Undercity?
Kivesson has a home near there we could always use. It's kind of near the market. Near the general store, sorry. Just across the road.
That might be a good shout.
Yeah. Maybe best you guys hunker down there until we've spoke with this Featherfall patron.
Can do.
And
Because best
Take it
case
from there.
scenario, he's useful. Worst case scenario, we just double back.
second best scenario is we knock him out and steal his ship.
If we must. Right. Let's go.
Ready? You continue forward. Make your way towards the southernmost exit from the Undercity itself, and climb up the stairs. Can someone make me a d20 roll, see if you can encounter anyone on your journey through the Undercity?
I did it last time.
I'll do it. Oh, never mind.
It's alright.
It's fine. Rolled
It's
high. I
a good
think
roll.
that's a good thing.
You don't encounter anything as you're moving along. You get to the top level of the city, and you maybe get about like half out the stairs, and you can hear the sounds of engines, the distant sounds of gondolas like moving around, and you do hear the faint kind of like echoes of like the megaphones of the gondolas in the distance, like, the city is in red alert. Please return to your homes and stay there until instructed otherwise. Information is being broadcasted to holostraps and information screens throughout the city. Please turn on your own personal device if you have not already. And, like, are you moving stealthily to head to the top of the streets here? What's the plan? And the Dryad's Tears are
Yeah,
all
I
with
think-
you, and they are, again, waiting out. They're going to head for that safe house separately from you.
Be as stealthy as we can.
Stealth and break from the Dryad's Tears.
Sure thing.
It's because my stealth has been pure shite. Stealth being really
Right,
good that time
yeah.
anyway.
Going to cast guidance on myself again.
Ah,
Oh, come on, Barros. You're better than this.
it literally teetered between 2 and like 15.
Uh,
Oh,
What did you get, Volgear?
Sorry, I got distracted.
That's just the guidance. Oh, no.
No.
we are getting cut.
There was
Ogre,
hope.
please
I
roll
bet it was
really
fun.
fucking well. Please roll
I'm trying to work
7
out where
nat
all my
20
dice-
somehow.
or your physical dice or something.
Yeah, it's
Nat 20, nat
not
20, nat
too
20, nat
bad,
20,
but it's
nat 20, nat
great.
20,
It would have
nat 20.
been natural 19. So 19.
You good?
It's not too bad.
I got a 28, so,
15 as a group.
Right. Frigate physical dice is coming out. I do not care.
That's
You
what I've
all-
watched too.
Maybe we should start leaving Astra behind on stealth missions. Not that
leave
we
her
don't
to
love
drive
her,
to your-
just,
As
We'll just carry a potion of silence around.
I
we
was-
gotta
are
get
you- are you
we
in
gotta get that
chainmail?
bitch some mithril armor as soon as possible.
I was about to say, are you chainmail?
I'm using the physical.
You miss your
uh,
mithril armor, don't you?
Yeah, being the biggest boy with no disadvantage was great.
Yeah.
And now you
chainmail.
got no armor, all the rage,
Yeah. None of the
Like, she
AC.
could
as
take it
opposed to
off, but
Kaz, who
then
had
she's
all the
squishy.
armor and none of the rage.
Like, come on, take the armor off.
He was a marshmallow
Yeah, no, I'm keeping the armor on. I don't want 13 AC.
covered in razor blades.
He was like one of those chocolate dipped
I'm
marshmallows. He's
confused
very
by your
hard on the
roll,
outside,
Astra.
but then like a soft,
Huh?
sweet center.
Your roll says 3d2d20.
It's the I right clicked and
Disadvantage.
rolled it on
Oh.
thing, so I automatically took the lower one.
Okay, let's
You can just shift right click on it and roll
You can.
Or control right
for
click.
advantage.
Well, can you? Oh,
Shift and control
I
will
always
do
click.
Beyond for advantage, yeah.
I always do the D&D Beyond thing at the top.
Right, so should we see where our stealth gets us to before we're inevitably caught?
You sneak
Oh,
off,
yeah.
and you see a gondola does begin descending in your general direction, but you're relieved and a little bit horrified whenever it veers off to the north towards where the Dryad's Tears were heading. They rolled on their average stealth check, not great.
Oh dear. I mean, they can't just say that they're going home.
Yeah, they got trapped in the Undercity while everything was happening, and they're just trying to make their way home.
Let's hope
Hopefully.
they're
See the rules there.
flyers.
There.
Oh, great, my guys.
Not great.
Like Dex bonus. But yeah, they definitely seem to have drawn some attention. You see it coming in for land. You hear the "Please stand clear, coming for landing, halt," and yeah.
Here's
Do you
the
take
question,
advantage
though.
of it, or do you go back?
Should we ambush the gondola while it's focusing
Yeah.
on them?
You need to make a step decision. I would not want to chance this.
No.
They have an excuse. They can say that
They're
you know,
heading for the docks.
they're heading home, or they're heading to the docks.
It's just if we take the gondola, we're assured a ship. If we chance this and it doesn't work out,
We're already chancing.
also
Let's
agree.
go. Come on, we can't afford to wait.
alright, fine. Continue to the dock.
Robbing a gondola in pure daylight is risky.
You don't know what the
So
This
dogs.
whole
See.
operation is risky.
Luckily, because the guards in this area have been pulled away by the distraction of Dryad's Tears, you're able to make your way all the way down to the southern dock. And as you're walking along, Astra and Atlas, you both would clock that the building closest to the southeast dock is a shipwrights building, and you see it has its name, a little like board at like a little like 70-degree wonky angle, and it says the loose board. Shipwrights, repairs, supplies.
Well, that's where we're going then. That was pointed out for our less perceptive friends.
Yep, head straight for it.
Step inside. And you hear a little ting-to-ting of the bell that rings, and you see someone poke their head up from
What was this guy's initials?
it was CG.
G.
Craig.
Yeah, and you see someone stick their head up from behind the counter. You see this like half elven man, like half shaved, like long black hair on one side, like shaved on the other side. Kind of like pokes his head up, goes like, sorry, we're closed with the lockdown and all.
What's your name?
My name?
Yes, your name.
Who are you?
What's your name?
You're in my shop. I'm the owner of the loose board.
Are you CG?
Asking.
A friend, for now.
Make me a persuasion check at disadvantage, please, Peros.
Atlas, when he's like, who's
Or
asking, is
intimidation
just
check.
very
Fire roll.
confused for a second. It's like, me? Oh, I don't, what?
Persuasion, disadvantage. 14.
Alright. Just know that I also have many friends who could be friends or could be not so friendly to you if anything did happen to me.
So
Yes.
you are CG?
Call me Cornaith. But yes, my initials do spell CG. You're not with the watch, are you?
No.
No.
Ah.
No offense, you don't look like elves.
Well, maybe that's what we want.
I don't know. I
Only
think
joking.
Barros has
That's
something a little elvish about him.
Do you really think we'd come with a mask and come with?
I
come
can
with a
say
dwarf?
that I've had elvish inside of me, but that's a different story.
Look, whatever your business is,
Please.
regardless. What can I do for you?
We walked in, or we stood on the street.
We walked in.
I think you're inside. The door swung open. and
Right.
closed.
I'm just double checking, making sure that he's
We
not
figured-
kept us out of the street.
We figured whatever is in here can't be as bad as what's out there.
I was the more thinking of if he's kept us on the street, I'm just going to like, do you want to let us in before we start really loud?
Featherfall tokens are awfully hard to come by these days.
I wouldn't know. I'm awfully low on stock of most things at the moment.
You haven't had the chance to resupply recently?
Barros, make me an insight check, please.
Oh, was it confirmed?
Yep, 19. Barros, you think that line he just said of "I wouldn't know, I've not got much in stock these days"
That's like some kind of code.
is some kind of like code phrase, and he's waiting for a countersign, and he didn't get it, and he goes like, I had a few in stock, but unfortunately no, all sold out, sorry. Got some rope,
Listen,
sandbags.
I think we just cut through the shit here.
But to say some
Worst-
rope and sandbags can be
Worst case,
used.
We know you bought a
Yeah,
bunch of
things get
Featherfall
ugly.
tokens from a fence in the Undercity.
Yeah, to resupply my shop, and they all sold out. What a shame. I don't have them.
We
Not a
were
fan of the
wondering
Watchers.
We were wondering if you've been helping people get off the city.
It'd be very hard to do if I was.
Volga at this point is going to start looking around for the sandbags and the rope.
They're on display. It's
I
like
like-
there's a shipwright shop. Thing.
And he's going to
Hammers,
start
nails.
grabbing a sandbag, getting a bit of weight, weighing it up, grabbing two, tying the rope together, walking over to him and just go, right, thanks for the sandbags and the rope. Would you
They'll
like to
be.
start answering the...
You have to pay for this.
Would you like to start giving the runaround?
If you have reason to be here, and you think you've forgotten something, like you need to go back to whoever told you about this place, and you need to get what I need from them. Correct. This is really if you've just forgotten, I can't really afford to be dealing with things like this right now.
We're trying to stop the city from ascending, and we could really use a hand right now, so I really can't be asked going back to the other city to get whatever passcode or phrase or secret handshake you need us to get. We're on a limited time schedule, and enough people have died already, and I'm having a very weird day.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm not very persuasive. I'm just a little owl. 7.
The
All right,
contrast
look,
of the
look.
two.
No need to get threatening with the sandbag and rope or anything like that. If you went off the city, it's the same price as everyone else. 10,000 shits.
We don't-
That's the going rate.
We don't want...
We don't want off the
Fucking hell.
city. We want to keep the city where the city is. We want the people trying to get the city up off the city.
All right. I'm not doing anything to do with that. I'm just getting people who pay me to get them off. That's literally what I'm doing.
You just happen to be the last person to buy all the tokens.
Yeah, maybe I need them to get people off the city.
How are you getting people off the city? Like just chucking them off? I thought they could shoot people.
Make me a persuasion check.
What am I doing?
You got Volga at the background just like, Just like tightening the rope, testing his knots.
18.
Can I give a bit of
It's
advantage?
probably not helping our situation.
I've got a sympathetic captain who picks up people falling before they get close to any kind of detection system.
Do you have a way of healing this, Captain?
Well, it's based on time frames. I'm expecting a few people to come through. It's why I thought maybe you were them, but you're not.
Cyrus, I know what you're thinking. Stop thinking it.
I wasn't thinking anything, I'm just frustrated.
If anyone's got 10 grand, we could just leave.
Ding, 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 ding. Bell rings and the door opens. You see stepping in, there are 3 elves, varying ages, all look fairly familiar or similar. All like kind of almost like moon elfish. Quite pale skin, long black hair, and he goes like, "Ah, yes. What can I do for you today? Oh, we were just I think we were supposed to come here for something. Yes. Well, sorry, my stock's quite low at the moment. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. I'm sure you have what I need. Yep, I can get that sorted for you just when I finish dealing with these other customers. Have a browse for now. It shouldn't take too long. With all due respect, I'm running a business here, so I will kindly ask you to buy something or leave."
It looks like another dead end. Unless we can heal this captain, then
Let's just
I think we've hit another bust.
Yeah.
tell the
Well,
captain.
it's
Just
not-
leave it and move on to the next stage.
Thank you for whatever.
Nothing.
And she leaves.
Olga's gonna go back over, untie the sandbags, wrap the rope back up, neatly place it on top in a perfect, perfectly wrapped.
You guys step back out in the street.
As Atlas passes the people,
Cyrus
she's
is-
like, "Enjoy your flight."
I'm gonna poke my head out before we step out on the street.
Yeah,
to make sure
I
I'm
was
not-
going to say Cyrus does
That's
the same thing. Always checking the street.
That's not bad. Perception.
That is not great.
22. No,
Cyrus,
sorry,
L.
20.
Cyrus, you don't see anything. Volgear, you see coming in from the east at a fair pace, an airship.
I'm gonna turn around, grab everyone, run back in, and go, everyone, run!
Surely the
Volgear,
best thing would be to run
you
outside
didn't
then.
let me quite finish. You
Oh, sorry.
recognize the ship to some level. You see a familiar number of seals on either side of it.
Oh,
Starwind
It
Serenade?
appears to be the Starwind Serenade, and it's currently
That's
on
the
an intercept
sympathetic
course
captain.
with the southeasternmost dock. And it's coming in below the city, so it's coming in like you kind of just catch the crow's nest
How did we
initially, and you're
see
like,
that,
huh? And then you like move a few steps forward, and you see the rest of the
just someone on the crow's nest reading. Just like,
Catch that ship!
and then
As
as
we
you
go-
kind of run in and you kind of start making a fuss, you see
Atlas will just look at the guy and be like, "Windrider, your captain. Your captain is Windrider."
I'm afraid I really don't know what you're talking about. You 3, you need to come with me right now because it's very important to show you at the front of the shop. And he grabs them and starts leading them out. And you see as he gets close to them, he appears to be like he ties something to each of their shoulders, like a little almost. It looks like he's tying like a bit of rope or like a bit of.
Do we go?
I'm
Atlas,
gonna-
fly.
Bye.
Can I-
Okay.
Yeah.
Atlas will
I was about to-
run after them.
He walks them to the edge and he goes, "Okay, you need to trust me. You've paid it all in advance. Thank you so much, and have a lovely rest of your life. Goodbye." And he pushes 2 off, and then the other one he goes
As they
jump.
get pushed off,
now.
Atlas will also
Yeah.
jump off.
They
Jump.
begin to fall, and after they
Gives
fall
you
60
a
foot,
little salute as she goes.
after they begin to fall 60 foot, he turns, runs back into his shop, locks the door, and he bolts himself all up tight, closes the blinds, and you see the Featherfall tokens on their shoulder flare to life. The little like small wing just begins to beat and like slows them down, almost like a helicopter seed from a tree. Just kind of like spirals down. The Starwind sweeps in, does like a very tight bank. You see like 3 of the sails on the left-hand side being like folded in tight as it hits this big hard bank, as these people begin like landing softly on the deck. And while that's happening, Atlas, you're flying down.
I was planning on falling, letting myself kind of free fall at the same rate as them, and then, yeah, as they feather fall, kind of slowing myself.
Yes, you. Where are you going? The crow's nest, the main deck, by the wheel.
Main deck.
You land the main deck.
Why do I imagine it's like tap, 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 smash?
She's pretty good at landing. She's proven herself. Admittedly, when she turned into a bear, she didn't do great, but she was a bear.
You land on the main deck, and you see Kalen on the wheel, spinning it. He cranks one of the levers, and the ship begins to just like lean hard into its bank some more. And you just hear, "Well, I'll be fucking damned!" And he hits one of the bells, and then you see coming up from below deck in a quick rush.
Well, bye,
you see
guys.
Lariel
I live on this ship
come up,
now.
and she looks around. It's like, and she goes like, Kalen, have we got them? What the fuck? What are you doing here?
Atlas hugs her. She's so happy to see a friendly face.
She like doesn't know how to react. She passes you back. I was like, okay, cool. It's not good up there. Where's everyone else? Are they leaving?
No, they just told me to jump. I don't. I blew up, and they.
Okay, you're babbling. We can get you down the Lyreleth. Maybe you've taken a concussion or something. Kalen, get us the fuck out of here before they spot us. I don't want to see ourselves getting broadsided by that
You
fucking
didn't
underturret.
tell Atlas what to do. You just told her to go.
Kalen goes like, "Yep, got it," and you hear the engines sort of like flying up to life. And the Starwind Siren is going to it nips in, grabs it. It's going to shoot back out the way it came, like before it gets spotted. And you see up on the like crow's nest right now, Nendir calls out. She's like, "We need to go now. They're powering up the radar dish. We're working on it." Are you staying or going, Atlas?
I'm staying.
Atlas stays aboard. The Starwind Serenade flies off at like a full speed in the direction from whence it came, Volga. You would just see it, and it coasts out the route.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn around, grab our lovely man that's just shoved 3 people off the cliff, grab him, and just turn around. And
He's gone inside his shop and locked the doors. While you were all watching this, I did say he ran to the door, slammed it shut, locked it.
Oh, I thought you meant he stayed. Like, he was.
Oh no, he went inside, locked everything fucking up, closed his blinds. He's like, "I'm closed. Bye."
We need to get the fuck off the streets.
Let's go.
I like how Cyrus was like, Atlas will abandon us for the greater good, and Atlas absolutely didn't plan on that, and then you guys were like, go, and she's like, okay.
Yeah, for aerial support, not to abandon us.
We need to get off the streets.
To the safe house.
Maybe to the safe house.
Okay. Someone roll me a d20, please. See how busy the streets are en route.
I rolled last time. I'm not rolling again.
I'll roll this time.
In case you've used up your luck.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have any luck left. 5.
You make your way
Things just go
forward.
from bad to worse.
If you guys all get captured, we can just all roll new characters, and Atlas can just
The one
escape into the
terrorist has
Expanse.
escaped.
You see a self-carriage, an armored self-carriage come driving wrong. It's on like a little convoy. There's 2 of them moving together down the street. I need stealth checks, please, from those of you who are still on the ground.
18.
Roll better than a 2.
Oh no!
No, physical dice.
My
Physical dice.
stealth has finally failed me.
Come on, Barris, let's carry this.
Come on, nat 20s, guys. We need nat 20s. That does
10.
not look like I got a nat 20 face.
Okay,
That
you
was
guys
a-
go flush to the wall as it drives past and doesn't seem to spot you. You make your way across the street, head all the way over to the safe house that was described to you, and you see before you this building is it looks like an old stable house that probably would have once been a stable when the city was still on the ground. It's got a big like barn at the side of like a little like a big barn doors that are closed, and there's a little small house attached to that. That probably would be like a stable master's kind of setup. And yeah, this is Kevessen's home, but it is currently locked up. It says Ilaru horseshoes and stables.
Beros.
Try the door.
Okay, it's locked.
I will quickly pull out what I can and
Try the door with a
unlock this.
lockpick.
Yeah.
Pick the lock. Yeah, make me a thieves tools check, please.
Astra will give him guidance because they need off this street.
Expertise. It's 24.
Door unlocks. You
Didn't fucking need it.
throw it open. As you throw it open, you see Laecel is there with like a fucking mace, like back against the wall, and he swings around the corner as the door comes open. I will make a roll for him. A 6. You just duck down as it just goes, and he like hits the like handle of the mace off the door frame.
I kind of wanted it to be a nat 20, and he just kills you in the street.
Get in here!
Knocks out.
Quick, quick,
Everybody
quick! They're looking for us. You guys step inside.
Yep.
We did.
Close the door behind you. He fumbles for
Tumbling.
some keys. They're on a hook on the wall. And he relocks the unlocked door. Now that you're in here, you see there is a indoor window that expands into the actual stable itself. And in the stable, you see there is a gondola parked in the middle of the stables. And next to it,
They got
there are
it.
4 unconscious
They got
guards
it.
who are all
They
naked
got
and
it.
tied up. It looks like they rolled very well on their encounter.
We were like, they're fucking dead. It's like, they're fucking good.
Now you get a proper look.
look.
Now you get a proper look. All 6 of them, including Alara, they are all bloodied. They are all very badly injured. They've taken a few hits themselves. They've been cut, scraped up, and you can tell that they like it. Although they have come out on top, no one is unconscious on their side. They've like mass majority won.
Took it out of them.
The fact you saw the patrol and stuff going around, it looks like there's definitely maybe a
Word
word may have gotten out that something like a gondola has gone missing or someone was attacked. Like they didn't quite get a surprise drop on this attack, but they have come out somewhat on top. But yeah, it's hot right now. They are in a. Hence why they swung first, ask questions later when you guys opened the door.
But hey, lose a druid, gain a gondola.
Who is very injured, like, in particular?
The most injured of all of them is probably Kevessen. Looks like he's been stabbed pretty badly in the stomach.
Cyrus is going to go over to Kevessen and place his hand on the wound and cast Healing Hands.
Yep. How many hit points is that?
That gives him 4 back.
Okay. He's still bloody, but he's no longer critical.
I'll kind of just turn to Astra. See if you can get some healing out. They're better to us back on their feet.
Okay, whoever's the most injured, Astra will give a cure wounds to.
That at the minute they're all bloody now, but you have Alara, you got Vuduin, Rayul, Kevessen, who Cyrus has just healed, Phalar, Jan, or Eliazel.
I mean, I can give them all a bit of health.
Have you got any of those weird berries that you were handing
I
out?
can
with
give
explosions?
one more lot of berries.
Do it.
I'll
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
it's
last
the
lot of
berry
good berries.
man.
So, I've got 10. I'm just gonna.
If only our druid, who also had healing magic, was here with us.
You told me to
See?
go. Did you
We
not
didn't
tell me to
you
go?
leave.
I'm
I'll-
gonna
I didn't tell you to leave.
I will turn to Cyrus. We have the gondola. Maybe we could catch up to the ship.
I don't think a gondola's going to catch an airship. I don't think they go that fast. And we could get shot out of the sky.
I'm gonna hand out my 10 berries as we go around.
I mean, Not that we-
Maybe tomorrow the ship will be back with Atlas in tow. But for now, we are on our own.
Yeah, we need to get a hold of that guy, find out when they come back and if he has any way of contacting.
Tomorrow we can also contact Atlas. She has the other half of my sending holoshap attachment. Alara will say.
If we give it till tomorrow, the heat might also die down.
If
I mean,
we're-
it's a big city. They're going to
They
have to
did
go
say-
door to door.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, tomorrow they said that they were going to start going door to door on it. So
We also need to be aware that at midnight is when
the cut-off is.
the cutoff is for the Exodus.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Come tomorrow, they're going to, probably come midnight, they're going to start banging down doors.
Shit.
And they've said they're not going to give any sort of...
Maybe we trust Atlas to get her.
Turn the ship around?
Try and meet us somewhere. Try and help us where she can. If not, we'll just have to do this without her.
We're on a time deadline here, though.
Exactly.
We need to get the
have to do
message
this
out.
without her.
So, do we go back to the original plan? Drop the Dryad's Tears off at Tilm's Times?
The other way around. We want to get the message out to everyone.
Yeah, no, they were going...
They're going to the Tilm's Times to cause distraction.
No, yeah, they were.
Oh,
Yeah, they were.
We have the Scroll of Flying. They can easily escape into
No,
the Scroll of Fire.
No.
Featherfall.
no.
weren't they going
Fine.
to the main place and we were going to the Tilms?
Yeah, because one of them needs to be able to turn me into an elf.
Right.
Yes. And I'm
So-
I can do that in advance. It'll last 8 hours.
Right. Well, then maybe they can go cause the destruction. The destruction
So
at the time's time.
Perhaps
Where-
I could be of some assistance.
Give me a minute. Where are we broadcasting from? Where are we sending the message? It needs to be
Just
from.
ignored.
Yes.
Harry's like cool character intro and is like, shut the fuck up.
But please,
Olga's
go
gonna
ahead.
look at Cyrus and go,
Someone's gonna
"You
elbow
know-
Cyrus.
you know what's going on. You sound like you have some information."
And you look to a dark corner of the hideout, and you see, in different robes, a tall, elven figure standing there. He has knotted and matted brown hair.
Oh, it's good Alice isn't here
green
because she said next
eyes,
time she saw him it was on
um,
site.
And you see Traki Osterov step into the light. And he has this like very smug
I've already
smile.
colored
You know
I've
what?
already colored your icon in red in my book. I can't color it green over the top.
You know what? I'm sticking with that because that's a very Cyrus thing to do. Of shut up a minute, I'm talking, and then he steps on and he's like, "Oh fuck, we should listen to this guy."
Yeah, I feel like Volgear just like, nope, you shut up.
just elbows him aside. What, Volgear? Oh,
Good news. And you see a lot of Dryad's Tears look genuinely surprised to see him. Like they didn't know he was there.
How long have you been hanging out in this fucking stable?
And Alara
It's
goes
been
like,
days.
Alara goes like, when did you get here? It's like, I just teleported in. It's been an eventful couple
Far
of weeks.
funnier to just imagine he's been stood in that stable for like 2 weeks waiting for his
Waiting
dramatic
for a
entry.
Bolia
Yeah.
is safely reunited to the ground.
What did you do?
We landed it.
Better than blowing it.
We also made a king land a bit faster, but we landed the city with everyone of importance still kicking. Sounds like you've had some fun times here, though, based on what I saw on a few reports.
fun is not the way I would describe them.
Look, it's clear you need some real leadership. This is a matter of you all banded together in some lunacy and chaos and hoping for the best. Trust me, that doesn't work. What is your plan?
Break the people's faith of the archmages. Turn the people against her. Take her out.
Perfect. Done.
without destroying the city.
Difficult. Look,
Destroying a little bit of the city as a treat.
I overheard a little bit of your plan. You're planning on what? Broadcasting from the city's network and taking out the civilian networks?
Yes, it's to make the people believe that the Archmage is trying to silence them, that they have no say. It's her way or no way.
Enough. Could work. And what are you having everyone do?
We were going to hit the Tilm Times, burn it to the ground, while the rest of the Dryad's tears hit the main broadcast center.
Why is this giving the vibes in Loki when, like, Sylvie finds them again? And it's like, we're gonna kill the Alliance. It's like, that was your plan?
It could work. It sounds a lot like destroying a
Star-Lord
little bit of
versus
the
Rocket.
city, but it could work.
We are destroying... It's a means to an end. We don't want total destruction, we just want enough to turn the people against her.
Controlled chaos.
Fair enough. Well, let's see what happens then. I've only just got here. I need to reimburse myself in where we are and see what's actually happening. But if you've got plates spinning, don't let me stop them.
To be honest, we've been clutching at straws. We've turned up more dead ends than useful ones. We've tried to gather allies. We have tried to gather allies, but so far everything has proved unfruitful.
You failed so miserably at gathering allies, you've actively lost one.
Cyrus says, "Shut up, Atlas," inside my head.
I can,
Ryan.
I'll need to make a stop at the cathedral and see what's happening there. But I believe it's still more or less locked down. But I have a few things in mind that I may be able to help with. It'll take me some time to get myself established again here. Welcome to the Dryad's Tears. Funny how things work out, isn't
Now
it?
we're terrorists.
Never baptized into
Where's
terrorism.
the bird?
Somewhere in
Inexposed.
that direction, and Volga's going to point in the general direction of the pool.
The
She flew off the
sky.
city.
Doesn't
We're
surprise
hoping she
me,
could get us
honestly.
aerial aid.
Facing a possible lead of allies. Whether or not she comes back or they come back is unknown.
Fair enough. Well, if they do or don't, I never smelt much greatness on them anyway. Probably better without them. Let's deal with what we have now.
Fuck you, Sparn lives in my hat.
She lives in your backpack.
And hat. It's a hat backpack combo.
The hat bag.
Right.
A hat.
Let's make a plan.
Indeed, you've got a gondola here, some uniforms, several elves at your disposal, one undead, he nods at Lysel, who goes like,
That guy was dead the whole time.
and you also have a high priest of Sapana. Many things at your disposal. Oh, and don't forget the simulacrum of the actual ruler of this city. That's a big trump card.
Haven't quite known how to utilize that trump card yet.
I have an idea. But, perhaps we should discuss it. Yeah, enact on it. Can't say it is the most kind of ideas.
I'm probably not the person that's best to make the calls.
I wouldn't think
Barros?
so. You do give the idea of a meat brain.
I'm more of a means justify the ends kind of guy, but there are certain lines that I know my companions will not cross.
Fair enough. Maybe you are the right person to talk to. Regardless, we can hash it out right now, sounds like you have enough on your plate before we start adding more complicated measures. Let's see about getting the people on the side. That's always the first step. What goes a revolution without revolutionaries?
I'm sorry, I'm digging this music right now.
It's so
This is
jazzy.
Chef's kiss.
I feel like
I landed on the ship, got this music, and was like, yeah, that was the right call.
She's like healing all the other people. If they're long resting here and staying here, she'll heal them up.
Burn
If
through
that,
your spell
I
slots.
feel like you I mean, maybe they will stay here, but maybe you guys are planning on leaving. But that's probably something you want to discuss over the next week. But I will leave us with this as the camera kind of pans away from our little stable with our little makeshift heist or whatever it is, in like Ocean's like 14 in the making. It pans across the open air through the cloud layer, and we see behind a like conjured like fog storm cloud, the Starwind Serenade about a mile behind, tailing the moving city of Tilm. As you see, Lireleth like every now and again like updates her spell, keeping this huge fog cloud around the city, the actual ship itself. Atlas, you see a like one of the little ropes on the crow's nest like vibrate and swing, and Nendir lands like both feet hard on the deck, and she comes up to you, grabs you, pulls you in for a big hug, and just goes like, "Oh, I miss you so much. I'm so glad you're not dead. Oh, yes." Oh, sorry, that might have been a bit tight.
No, it's fine.
Good to see you.
You too. You too.
And then you hear a familiar voice from behind you, stepping out of the captain's quarters. You see the like silver hair, piercing emerald eyes of Captain Windrider come out onto the deck, and she just goes like, "Ha! It seems that you just really can't keep the ones who love you away, huh?" Right. Well, I'll be honest, Atlas. We are literally here making money on people getting out of the city. What is it you're doing here?
On the ship or on the island? Because both are kind of a long story.
Well, we have time. We're not due to go back towards the city for another 24 hours than the next pickup is. So maybe join us for a drink, some food, just like old times. Been a while since we've had someone who can cook semi-decently.
Straight into the cooking.
Sure.
Come on, then.
God, I hope they don't think that I just left them.
What, the others?
Yeah. I mean, I
What if you
suppose
did?
I did, technically, but...
We'll get you back in a day. I'm sure the city's not going anywhere.
Gotten it.
And as Atlas kind of goes below deck to get some probably well-needed grub, we see, you know, the city there floating along, the ship like hiding in the distance behind its little cloaking shield of the illusionary storm cloud. And below the city itself, we kind of get a good glimpse now of this huge, like sweeping radar dish that like scans around for incoming threats. And below it, this massive, huge, long, like silver platinum ray gun that follows it around, kind of like looking for any threats or targets that may come up from below. And that's where we're gonna stop for today. Thank you for joining us. See you next week. Bye, bye.